before I explain what you might get as a question in, from C4.110, let me just say that the difference between qualitative and quantitative data is that in qualitative data you either say yes or no. You can either make an observation or there isn't an observation to make. The absence of information, of course, is as useful as the presence of information in a lot of cases. And in quantitative data, you quantify. That means you measure a certain number. Qualitatively, if I said about 90-degree warm water, if I didn't know it was 90 degrees hot, is it hot or cold? I could say it's hot. That would be quantitative. Measuring the temperature, i.e. 90 degrees, would be to make a quantitative measurement. Okay, so that's just the first thing. Now, it is fairly simple to draw patterns from quantitative data, because in mathematics, if you've got 2 points, you can fix a line through it, and if you've got a direction with that line, let me explain what I mean. Then you can draw out a pattern in a group quite easily. For example, we know that a group is a vertical column through the periodic table. So a group of chemicals, and you will get to deal with, in particular, group 1 and group 7. Let me just, for example, use group 1 as an example. I've not drawn all of them because you won't get all of the data for group 1. At least that's what it implies in the specification. So, for example, if I have numbers, could be boiling point, could be density, could be anything that I can put in numbers, and the numbers go a certain way. I've just made up 2 numbers there. Then I can fix a line through it. So I can now say, for example, that the trend is increasing as I go down the group. If I am given qualitative data, for example, what does a reaction look like between lithium and water and sodium and water and so on, where I can't really put numbers to it, then I can still describe a trend. I can say that lithium reacts very mildly with water, it just whizzes around the surface, makes a few bubbles, but sodium, for example, can spontaneously burst into flame. Okay, so there is, again, I can fix a trend through the group even without numbers, and that is done with qualitative data.